What is up, everyone? I'm in the middle of trying to share this out real quick, so give me 1 second. And there we go. Okay, I started a little bit too late when I did that. So, before I get started and introduce my two lovely and talented guests, real quick, for those of you guys who know or may not know, I am part of the JRG, which stands for the Jevning Research Group, headed up and founded by Mr. William Jevning himself. He's got close to 50 years of experience in this field. Uh, and we have teams all over the country, from Florida to New York State, Baltimore, Oregon, Louisiana, Tennessee, Oklahoma, California, and I'm always missing a state or two. But of course, here in Texas too, where I'm at. If you guys are interested in helping out with the research looking for the mysterious creature known as Bigfoot, let me know. If you're in a state and we don't have a team there, we certainly network with a bunch of people. We have friends all over the country. We can set you up. We will vet you as well as vet the other teams, because there are some crazy people out there, and I've got some stories if you guys are ever interested in hearing some crazy stuff going on with that. But we will vet you, and like I said, we will vet other people, and it's up to you also to vet people and vet each other. I think that's important. Um, so we don't require you to go out into the field once a week, once a month. You go when you can, if you can. During the summers here in Texas, I don't even go out anymore because I'm getting too old to deal with this heat. Um, so I usually go when the weather's good. And if you don't go out or don't want to go out, you can do your research from your laptop, your computer, your cell phone. You can help us find locations, witnesses, give us suggestions on techniques you think we should implement. And with that being said, contact me at beyond.woodline@gmail.com. And of course, I know you guys don't tune in to hear me rattle off at the mouth. I have with me tonight Miss Jeni, and is it Tressa? I meant to ask you that.
Yeah, Tressa.
Okay, Tressa. Yeah, that's what I had it written down. I was like, I gotta ask her name before we start the show.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, cool, man. Thanks a lot, guys, for doing the show, or gals for doing the show. I do appreciate it. Jenny's been on the show before. It wasn't that very long ago. I think she was like, this is 196, so I think you were like in the 130s somewhere, if I'm not
Yeah, I would say
mistaken.
all the same stuff too. So
Yeah, yeah. So thanks a lot for joining once again. If you guys don't mind, why don't you give us a quick little bio and a rundown on yourself and what got you into all this crazy subject?
I've always been fascinated by the unusual and myth and folklore. I grew up being told stories and reading fairy tales and all of those things. So I've always been fascinated, and it's an interesting subject matter to me. I'm definitely more along the lines of the cryptids than anything else.
Any specifics?
I do happen to enjoy Bigfoot a great deal.
I didn't realize
I
that.
might have a preference for Megalodon too.
Oh,
Mhm.
is that a cryptid though?
Kinda. Yeah, it's a creature that supposedly no longer exists. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mm.
And that's kind of my interest in it. And a little bit ago, about a year ago, over that, I met Tressa on a paranormal podcast, and then we started one. And that's it. And it's called
That's
Monsters
true.
Lounge, and it's great.
Oh, me?
Now it's your turn.
Oh no. Yeah, I grew up very evangelical Christian, and it shut up. And it really spawned my interest to the paranormal because the Bible is weird. And I just really love to search out like the weird, neat, fun stuff. I was just thinking about this. What's his name? Leonard Nimoy did a show in the 70s. What's that show?
Turco.
Yes. Oh my God. When they were running those reruns, I was like, I want to do this with my life. This is amazing. So yeah, I don't have a lot of experiences. I just want to know everything about everything. That's it.
Well, cool. So you've never had like a paranormal or anything strange happen to you?
Here's the thing. If I were to have an experience like that, I would automatically assume that I misheard, saw, read something. Like I am a skeptic at heart, so unless it's very obvious to me, I'm not gonna see it as that. And I hate that about me because I just want it so bad. But it's not something I would clock immediately. It's something I would dismiss and be like, it was probably the neighbor kids or You know how the neighbor kids break into your house and
Attic.
it's crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird because they have like super black eyes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
They're creepy. I'm not
disappear
going to say they're
sometimes.
not.
It's really weird.
It is. But, you
Those
know,
neighbor
who knows?
kids.
They walk through little walls, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Normal
Who knows
neighbor
kids? They're
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, they're weird. Yeah.
Normal kid stuff.
Yeah. That's what they do.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I was in my, like, I'm 52 now, right? So I was like in my 40s when I had my first paranormal experience. Even though I truly believed, growing up, I was well into my 40s when I had a paranormal experience for the first time, and uh, I saw a figure walking across the living room. Showers coming on, right? The faucet in the kitchen coming on.
Neighbor kids.
Um, yeah, those neighbor kids are doing that. Even without the door locks, I don't know how they got in the house, right? Um,
Sneaky.
hearing footsteps.
Oh.
Got poked in the ribs one day, sitting on the edge of the bed at 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, those neighbor kids are sneaky.
They're the worst.
That
Yeah.
is rude.
One of those neighbor kids where I woke up like at 3 o'clock in the morning and there was a silhouette of a lady in a long dress.
Two
you know.
kids. One on.
Yeah,
one on.
here you go. Yeah. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I've only had brief things happen. Once when I was in my 20s and sitting on a dock in a very dark, secluded area.
Down by the bay,
Yeah, that one.
watching the tide roll away.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. Too. Really weird. I was writing songs about it.
You did that?
Yeah, that was me.
Wow.
I know. I know. I'm a baritone.
I had no idea.
Is that the right one? I don't
I
know
have
enough
no
about
idea.
music.
I don't know.
Okay. But I saw what I thought was a shooting star at the time, and then it started to move a lot differently than what a star would do. I think. I mean, I'm no astronomer, but I think it was a little bit weird. And then I had an experience with something that was creepy and bad in Arches National Park at night. So it was skittering is the only word for it. Skittered across the path.
Yeah, I think we talked about that.
Yeah, I told that story to you before, but that's it, But I feel like you just kind of know that there's something. There's like a sense that you have that there's something else out there.
I don't know. That's always true.
Do you think the neighbor kids followed her all the way out there?
Yes.
There were 4
They're
of them
always
actually all together.
Yeah.
Yeah. They joined together like Megatron.
In a trench coat to go see a theater movie. That's right. I said theater movie. I don't know why.
Theater movie. Cool. So Tressa, have you ever done any investigations? Have you gone out to do any kind of investigation?
No, I talk to people. I don't investigate because that means I could be in the middle of danger, and no, thank you. No. I mean, I've got a cat that's always around and always let me know it's around, but it's been dead for quite a few years. So there's that one thing, but I don't do my own investigations. Every investigation I've gone on was with a huge group of people, and I don't count those because it's too many people. It's too much interference, too much everything. If it were like a small group, I might put more credence into it. And even I don't know. I feel like I'm talking bad, but I don't mean anything bad about huge groups. It's too much information going on in my head to actually get the full event for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not sensitive in the way, I feel like Tressa's a little bit more sensitive, especially with the dead cat talking to her every so often. But I don't really particularly have those, especially in indoor spaces. Outside, yes, maybe in the forest or in the wilderness or something like that, absolutely. But
you're the outdoor kid and I'm the indoor kid.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Fully, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, we are doing some exciting things. I've managed to somehow convince Tressa to go camping with me. So first, this summer, we're going to go to Oregon, to Portland, to a Bigfoot Fest there. And
nice.
Either prior to or after, we're going to go to the Hoh Rainforest and hang out there.
The Hoh Rainforest?
The Hoh Rainforest is part of a national park.
The Hoh Rainforest.
That's what I'm telling her.
I don't what's happening. I will accept all prayers headed my way if that seems necessary for you.
That sounds like fun. Next weekend, I've got some people coming in. Um, so we're gonna go do some Bigfooting. We're gonna go to some haunted spots around town. Uh, I haven't said where they're from yet because they're traveling, but I'm kind of teasing that a little bit. And I'm starting my own paranormal group, and so far it's one member strong.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be Woodline Paranormal. So
that's awesome. So you're going to bridge over into like because mostly what I know about you is Bigfoot
right,
related.
yeah.
So you're going to bridge over into ghosts and hauntings and things,
Right.
or
Yeah. We're actually going to go to a spot that's not too far from where I go Bigfooting, just north of Houston, where the same as the forest. There's up a road a little bit, maybe another 20, 30 minutes, a place called Huntsville. And they have a road called Demon Road, and supposedly there's a lot of paranormal activity up there. So they're a paranormal team. They're going to come do some Bigfooting with me, and then we're going to move on over there to Demon Road and go do our paranormal stuff out there. And then there's a spot out near San Antonio called Donkey Lady Bridge.
naturally.
Yeah, of course. What else would it be called, right?
That sounds hot. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds hot.
And then we'll finish it off with a place in Galveston, which Galveston is a very active location also.
So
I don't know
I
if
got
you
a
guys.
question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your opinion on paranormal Bigfoot? If you're into, because I feel like there's two very different camps. There's
Right.
very much
Flesh
just
and blood.
discovered, and then there's paranormal Bigfoot. And the undiscovered Bigfoot people don't seem to be really that into the paranormal. So if you're going to be ghost hunting or whatever, uh, are you open to paranormal Bigfoot?
I'm open to different entities. I don't think Bigfoot itself is a paranormal creature. I think it's a flesh and blood creature.
Mhm.
But I do think there are other entities, that inhabit the forest and inhabit this world for that matter. Um, I don't think Bigfoot is out there um, turning into orbs, jumping into portals, disappearing in front of people. I'm not saying that kind of stuff doesn't happen. I just don't think it's the flesh and blood Bigfoot. I think, like I said, I think there are other creatures, and some may or may not be, of this planet. So I think that's also another option. But I'm pretty open-minded. I think,
Mhm.
to that. And before, I would never have given that a second thought. I'd have been like, everyone on this side is crazy.
Yeah, I feel like
But
that's pretty much how it is. You're
yeah,
either this way or this way, and there's
Yeah.
no mixing in between, which is
yeah,
sad.
Yeah.
You can just all get along. It's fine.
yeah. And you know what? And there's this, another guy. He always says, we'll never know until someone captures one and keeps it in his garage and they're able to study it. So yeah. Until then, I'll keep searching and keep looking. And I think the fact that we find a lot of footprints, like I just showed you guys a while ago, and last weekend some guys went out here in Texas and they found a nice trackway. They got like 8 or 9 prints.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
wow.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah. In the same eastern forest, as a matter of fact. So yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, I think I can keep them separated and keep an open mind at the same time.
Mhm.
And we say that, but like, I haven't had personal experience with a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch, and I feel like if I had, then I would be very convinced and maybe have a little bit more of a stronger feeling on the division,
Yeah.
right? But coming into it as just an objective viewer, it's
Yeah.
like, why not? And then I don't remember if it was in the Flash of Beauty documentary or if it was somebody that we were talking to, but they were talking about how, there could be other entities that are presenting themselves as Bigfoot, and when they're encountering people like in the woods or in the outdoors, and that's just what our brain sort of sees. It sees this unusual entity, and it makes more sense to come up with a familiar idea than it does the actual reality of that entity.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, our brains are gonna make up for what we don't know. So it's gonna be like,
Yeah.
you don't know a word for blue, so here's green.
Yeah. So perhaps
Yeah.
the two exist. It's just that the paranormal Bigfoot isn't actually the flesh and blood Bigfoot.
I love
Right.
that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's totally valid. I feel
Right?
like there can be multiple things. It doesn't have to be one thing and that's it.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. And I kind of feel that way too. And I think that there's actually a lot more paranormal stuff that goes on in the forest that gets lumped in there with Bigfoot.
Yes.
Which, people hear footsteps. Oh, that's a Bigfoot. Something gets thrown. That's a Bigfoot. People can hear mumbling or talking off in the distance. That's a Bigfoot. Is it, or is that paranormal stuff happening?
Yeah.
And Susie here says, but if there are human ghosts, there could be ghosts of Bigfoots, right? Of dead Bigfoots, right?
Listen,
I
I
mean,
got a ghost cat. Of course there
yeah,
can
of
be
course.
to
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, I think that is true. So here in the Houston Zoo, it's a big zoo. It's one of the biggest in the country, right? And but a lot of animals have been buried out throughout what's called Herman Park area. Because it got started like after World War II, I think. So when animals would die, they would just bury them out in the park, before all the buildings come out. So there are people that say they hear zebras or see zebras or hear elephants or even lions, and they're like, we're not nowhere near the zoo, right? So I
I
mean,
love
that's a
that.
possibility, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that there's a whole zoo outside of the zoo.
Yeah.
They're dead, but it's a whole zoo outside of the zoo. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Sounds like something from Beetlejuice. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like that theory.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually part of a ghost tour here too that goes on in that area. So that they talk
I
about it.
think there's one like that in Chicago outside the Lincoln Park Zoo, but that might be more people, not animals.
Yeah, I think that's people.
Yeah,
I would
'cause-
sign up to go on a haunted animal, but I would get like really sad, but then I would get really happy, like maybe they're still around, or
Oh, that's why I don't like zoos. They make me sad.
yeah.
Living or dead.
A lot of zoos go to do a lot of good work.
Yeah, but they still make me sad.
Okay.
Yeah. What really makes me sad are like the places where they have like the orcas and the killer whales and
Oh
dolphins.
yeah, that's not okay.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
That's super not okay.
And I'm not one of these like hardcore, going out there with the signs. I just don't like it, so I don't go.
Right. Yeah, and it depends. Like I started because I had a lot of this sort of quandary, I don't know, in my 20s when I was rebelling against things and going to protests and all of those things before my bedtime was like 10 o'clock at night. So I did a fair amount of research into what places actually rehabilitate animals and do good work and work in conjunction with conservation groups, and what don't.
Yeah.
And so you get some aquariums that actually do a fantastic job and they rehab animals, and sometimes things can't go back into the wild because they won't make it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Don't look at me like that. That's fine.
I was just looking at you because you're so pretty.
Yeah, like one of the hurricanes that hit here several years ago, Corpus Christi is right on the coast, and their aquarium. I mean, you can see the Gulf of Mexico from the aquarium.
Wait. Are you about to tell us about a real Sharknado? Because I am listening.
No, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
I gotta go.
This is a hurricane, not a tornado. So the aquarium got flooded, and the dolphins got, out in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, they still came back to the aquarium. They were hanging out in the Gulf, and somebody came and scooped them up and put them back in the aquarium. Yeah.
Yeah, they just want to go home.
Yeah, they wanted to come back.
They're
like, we don't like it out here.
There's like sharks and stuff out here.
Yeah, it's ghetto out here. They were probably saying.
I gotta go find food. What is that?
Ugh, no, thank you.
I know.
Bring it to me, please.
Seriously,
on a platter.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I think some places do good work, and so I certainly can't fault them for that.
I'm glad we had this very paranormal discussion about the zoo.
Yeah, I told you we could wind up talking about anything. I mean, the people heard the conversation before. We were talking about quesadillas.
Oh, this quesadillas.
Can't we talk about melted cheese? Let's go.
the case.
Hey, the views are going up, so you know.
Hooray!
Who doesn't love the cheese? Come on.
Ah!
Yeah.
I just made a noise there because it sounded like I should.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So, how did you guys actually like say, hey, let's start a podcast together?
Well,
This is like the meeting of Smith and Wesson here. So how did that happen?
that's right. It was a cold November night, and I kidnapped Jenny and put her in the back of my car, and she would not shut up. But I was like, okay, let's do a podcast because you have a lot to say, lady, and I don't care. So
She still doesn't.
no.
Timberline Camp said haunted burritos. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no,
wait.
thank you to the haunt. That just sounds painful.
Oh, that sounds sad. Those cows. I'm a beef
Yeah.
lady. I don't know what that means either.
I don't know, but I feel like there needs to be a T-shirt involved with that one.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, we used to be on a podcast. Was it over a year ago?
It was over a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah, like a year and a half ago, probably.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out. And then we did another one that didn't work out. And we were like, you know what? We are the best.
Third time's a charm.
I didn't say that. She did. I did not.
And I said no such thing.
So we were like, yeah, let's do fun things together and talk about stuff we like. And that's how it started.
And learn. We've been able to
Yeah.
talk to so many really cool people and learn so much and get so many differing opinions. And it's amazing because you get these opinions and then your own brain starts to kind of fire up and make connections where maybe sometimes they're ridiculous connections and sometimes they make
Those are my favorite.
sense, you know? So it's
And
just
Jenny
all-
loves to read. She loves to do research.
Yeah.
I love to not do that and listen. So it works out great.
You just sit there and nod your head. Okay.
Neat is what I usually say.
That is. Yeah, I send her all the research, but she doesn't read it.
It just says, "Oh yeah, I read that already."
Yeah.
Everybody knows all that already.
I almost sent you that.
I thought everyone knew that, so I didn't.
Yeah. I just don't appreciate it when she calls me dummy, but you know,
You love it.
I do.
But you guys do have a cool logo. I'll say that too.
Oh, thank you.
I like the logo. It's very cool.
That's all Tressa, and she does our shirts and things. And usually, when we find something ridiculous to talk about on a podcast, there will be a shirt.
That's right. Tuck and roll, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
When you get thrown out of UFOs.
Yeah. So whenever you hear stories about abductees, you know, they're usually like, oh, they were returned, or you know, sometimes the story includes being dropped. Right. So how are abductees ending up back on Earth, and what's that process like? If you're dropped, do you have to tuck and roll?
Obviously, you don't just drop and land on your feet. You gotta ease into it, or you break an ankle or 3. Wait, 3? 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
I don't know the
It's a
human
side
body.
note.
Tuck and roll. Yeah, I think that'll be that's a great T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We had a guest on a little while ago who was telling us about there's a very specific point outside of Catalina that sharks, for no apparent reason, same day every year, migrate to and hang out for a little while, and they can't figure out the reason why. Right? There's no biological imperative. It's not on the migration route. It's not for spawn. You know, it's not for any of these things.
They just swim in a circle the entire time. Like a few days, they're just swimming in circles, right?
Yeah. And so the idea is that it's a field of like electromagnetic energy, which of course means if you take magnets into the ocean, you're going to attract a shark.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's why Jenny keeps magnets in her pockets at
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you attract a megalodon?
A lot of
magnets.
A lot.
Yeah.
Could you swim with those with that many magnets?
Maybe a cajoling voice like, please just come on out. I just really want to see you.
Please.
I made you this fish charcuterie board is what I imagine I would do for a megalodon.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense, actually.
Of course.
Yeah. So, who's been some of your favorite guests that you started the Lounge?
Every single one of them.
Really?
Not even kidding.
No, they've all been amazing.
They really have.
Yeah.
Brittany Barberi is, I love her.
Yeah, I know. You guys are going to run away and get married. She's fantastic.
She might be one of the coolest chicks I've ever met.
Yeah.
But everyone has been so lovely and so delightful. And we really try to take it from like our level of knowledge or lore, and have people sort of explain to us a lot of things.
Raise it.
And they've been delightful. And
They have.
Yeah.
And you know, Les Wallace blew me away.
Oh,
it's such a very serious topic, and he was very fun, very informative.
Who was that?
Les Wallace, he works in alien abductee cases, and he has like a website that has support groups for abductees, and he laid out the entirety of not the entirety, but like he laid out what they know about alien implants from abductees.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. And he was just one of the sweetest guys. He was great.
Opus is the name of the group for for support, which is just a cool, amazing, fascinating idea, because everybody that we've talked to that's had experiences, regardless of if they're alien or Bigfoot or ghosts, there is a certain sort of reality check that you come into, right? Like it can be traumatizing. Obviously with the abductions a little bit more, but we've talked to people where they've said it's just a complete shift in your perception of reality. So how great is it to be able to go and talk to people about what that feels like,
with people that know what it feels like. Like I can't imagine how much of a relief that would be.
One of my really good friends is an abductee. So I mean, and I talk to her almost daily. These dolls back here belong to her. She's Canadian, so she sends me like all this haunted stuff, and then she tells me to keep it for a few months, and then I'll ship it off to her. But she's an abductee.
Do you have experiences with the stuff she sends you?
I have a little bit. Yeah, I keep my little REM pod on sometimes, and then I'll keep so it goes off from time to time. Then I have my EMF out here, and I'll just mess around with it. Sometimes there's nothing, and then sometimes that thing is just going off like crazy. I mean, like crazy. And like she sent me this one doll one time, and she said it had a skinwalker attached to it.
Nope.
And that thing, I was hearing footsteps all night.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I was feeling something sit in my bed, crawl in my bed, and I was like, nope, we gotta do something about this. Yeah, so that was pretty crazy one. That was one of the crazy ones.
Sender, no, thank you.
That might be one of those wilderness entities that is the most terrifying.
Yeah,
to me,
for sure.
I think.
The lore, the shape-shifting, nope, I don't know. Thank you.
Yeah, and that it's so, and that's the thing about some of these myths in folklore, is when they're so prevalent, not only in history, but also in the present. And there's entire groups of people who fully subscribe to them and have had so many encounters where you're just dealing with something that is not okay and does not want good things for you in your life, where you go, no thanks,
I'm good. I'm gonna not.
Yeah. So that one, did you have to do anything to like sort of cleanse it out, or did it go away when the doll went away?
I did a little bit of cleansing, and I talked to it and said, hey, chill out, or you gotta go. I really did, and and everything chilled out after that. But I had some cat balls. I had cat balls too, right? And I'm not even lying. I could be waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I would just be looking over here because my bed's on this side. I'd be looking over here, and I'd be like, okay, is anything going to happen? And all of a sudden, the cat balls start flashing. You know,
That's like
nice.
a James Wan like movie. Wayne
yeah.
Wan.
I
Wan?
don't
I don't know. Anyway,
no, that's great. Your intuition is like, hey, pay attention.
wake up right now.
Something's gonna happen, whether you like it or not. Here it comes.
And yeah, there was one night they were going off so much, I thought the police were in here. You know, and yeah, and I had to take them away and put them up because I was like, you guys are just getting carried away now. It was like a rave party.
That sounds like a blast.
I know. Maybe ghosts. Maybe it's just they want to have fun sometimes.
Yeah, I
Like
think
girls, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They just want to put on a
so.
party.
That's funny because that one's Cyndi Lauper.
Well, expect some flashing lights later on because we just kicked it off for you.
Or Captain Lou Albano. Who knows?
Yeah, there you go. He had the rubber bands on his face, right? Yeah.
Right.
I wonder how many people caught that reference.
The people that did, they enjoyed it. You're welcome.
So, yeah, Jenny. So the last time we talked about cave systems, right?
Yes.
You know, so since then, and this was only like a couple months ago, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I was talking to Will, and they were talking about because he has his own podcast called America's Creek Devil, is what they call it. So I heard him talking about cave systems, and he was actually talking about a couple of reports here in Texas, and one was called in Bandera County, which is outside of San Antonio. Now, and I remember the account that he was talking about was a Bigfoot was supposedly shot and killed, and it was flown somewhere else, and a doctor was examining the body, and he was talking about how prevalent they were in Bandera County. And I actually know someone very close to me, a family member, that's all I'll say, who had an experience out in Bandera County, out in the middle of nowhere. They had a rock thrown at them, and maybe it was paranormal, right? But anyway, so I started doing some research, and there are cave systems all through that area, all through like San Antonio, up through Austin, and even almost up to like Dallas area, right? I don't know if you guys are familiar with Texas, but yeah, there's cave systems all through there. And I started going through like all the reports that I have, and I've actually got a map of Texas where I put thumbtacks in from people that I've talked to personally, right? And they lined up all along those cave systems.
Oh,
there it is.
Right, and so in in between San Antonio and Austin, there's it's called the Hill Country because it's very hilly. And people ask all the time, well, how do the Bigfoot hide out there? And I was like, there's got to be caves out there, right? And sure enough, that cave system goes through that area. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. And I thought about you talking about that last time you were on about the cave systems, and I think it's almost like a corridor, really, that they can travel through.
Oh, for sure, a corridor.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
portal or not, you still have a full like tunnel system going throughout the whole state and
Right.
country, really. Like
Mm-hmm.
they can go under the sheet of darkness or whatever the saying is, and no one would ever know. There's no listen. We can talk about how Bigfoot couldn't be found, and I'm totally referencing something Jenny said earlier before the show. But like, yeah, they're going to hide if they don't feel well or if they're sick, and they're going to hide their own corpses without even knowing it. There's no reason why we would find a Bigfoot corpse.
Right.
Yeah. And exactly like we were talking about, I mean, like the natural world takes care of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Everything eats every single part. There's no refuge, refuse. There's there's no refuge from
Never no refuge here in Texas.
But it's not like you have pieces of plastic in there. Like everything's going to get used. Everything's going to get recycled.
Right. Yeah.
And fairly quickly.
And aren't bones able to be broken down and eaten by microorganisms and everything else in like a month or two? Like they're gone. It's like,
that's what Cliff was telling us.
They don't stick around.
Yeah, like everything eats bones. I mean, including rodents and deer. Like everything eats it. Like,
Right.
it's crazy.
And unless you're looking for it right when it dies, you're not going to find it.
No.
You got to know exactly where it is, and that is dead.
And then the other part about this too is, we could stumble across, like a Bigfoot femur or something along those lines, and who's gonna know besides somebody who's a little bit more of an expert. But if you're just like a random person
Sure.
finding bones, like the assumption is not going to be Bigfoot.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
it could be something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
that could be a
Yeah,
bear.
but the
it
cave
could
thing,
be
yeah, and I don't know enough about the mineral or the geological makeup and properties of some of these places and some of the stone and what it does
Mhm.
to the areas, right? Like I know like a lot of limestone, a lot of granite, things like that, you're going to have a lot of caves, right?
Right.
But or like granite, you're going to have a lot of quartz, but limestone and all of those things, you're going to have a lot of caves. And I do know that in a lot of paranormal situations, when they talk about like hauntings or UFO visitations or Bigfoot or just any of these visitations, there's usually reports of huge quartz deposits, right? Or something that creates like those electromagnetic fields.
right.
And not knowing that much about, like I said, geology, like I would not have a point of reference, but there's got to be something, right? There's got to be some sort of connective tissue.
Right. It's like with ghosts. If you are around a body of water and you see ghosts, it's like, oh yeah, body of water, ghosts. There's always something that's like some sort of electromagnetic field that's going to connect stuff.
You heard it.
I think that's a scientific term right there. Gonna connect stuff. That's a T-shirt if I ever heard one.
You should hear her lectures.
About great. Listen, I cover a lot of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Welcome.
You want me to be a speaker at your next convention? I
Yes.
cover stuff.
All of it. I know
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, I don't, but I can cover stuff.
And you can have opinions on stuff.
Yes, that's mostly what I do.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like that. I like that. It makes me feel better about my opinions.
Oh, good. I don't know how that makes me feel.
And she'll put in a big word or two in
I
between the word stuff.
I will
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
That's how people believe that I know stuff. Vocabulary.
Oh my God, that's right.
I know.
Oh
It's
my
true.
God.
I know nothing.
My whole world's been torn apart.
Next week, Tressa has her own podcast. That does not include me.
It's just a lounge and I'm just drunk. That's it.
It's called stuff.
The Stuff Lounge.
So, what's funny is like around the Austin, the Hill Country area, that we actually have like a large deposit of pink granite. Pink granite.
Oh.
Yeah. And
No,
so like in the Capitol building, and then there's a place here in Houston, in Herman Park where the animals ghosts are at, and then in San Antonio, we all have like this big piece of pink granite. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
First of all, that's got to be stunning. But second of all, there's got to be, because anytime that there's coloration in a rock, it's due to a secondary mineral being introduced, right?
Yes.
So I wonder what that makeup is.
No one? Okay.
It's stuff.
Yeah. Any geologists out there in the audience right now?
Yeah, they'll let you know it's stuff.
They'll tell me.
We don't need a geologist. We got Tressa here.
Hello. Let me tell you about stuff.
Ooh, this is exciting.
Yeah.
What else can we talk about?
We can talk about rockets. What do you think, Tressa? What makes those rockets go up into space?
Magic.
It's magic. It's magic.
I was gonna say stuff, but they put stuff in the engines.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Did you know that?
It's hamsters.
Oh,
Mhm. A lot of hamsters on rockets.
wheels?
Yep.
Or just okay.
Yeah, with the hamsters, they go.
Oh, that makes more
Shoo!
sense than what I was thinking.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah, just filled with hamsters. Hamsters, astronauts, tiny
Yeah.
little helmets.
Yeah.
That was that.
Click.
So I do have a question for you, Tressa.
Oh no.
If you had to experience, whether it be like a UFO, an alien, or
Mm.
something paranormal, or a cryptid, which one do you think you'd want to experience?
Good question.
That is a good question. I have been thinking about this lately, and I feel like I really want to check out that UFO. Show me, give me that invitation. Show, you know what? If you have to take some blood or whatever, that's fine. A little give and take, my fare for the UFO, that's fine. I want to see that UFO. Take me to other places that are far away and make it fast. It'll be great. Right? No, I want that. Yes.
I thought it'd be Mothman, honestly.
I mean,
but
Mothman. Who's to say he's not there?
okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
Huh.
there you go. What about you, Jenny?
Did I disappoint you?
No, I'm incredibly
Humbled?
surprised.
Oh, okay.
You know, I think it would probably, man, I get really torn because I'd really like to see some sort of fairy, because I feel like that would just prove to me that there is magic in the world, and on top of the everyday magic of just being alive and outside.
Gross.
Shut up. But also, you know, I really want to know if Bigfoot's out there. You know,
I would want to give you the treat of Bigfoot. The magic
the
is
treat.
fine.
Yeah. But I imagine if you knew for a fact, like,
I feel
oh,
like I
magic,
do.
magic is like, no, it's a real tangible thing.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's look. I just gave you the gift of letting you know that that is a real
Thank you.
thing. Now you can go
Thank
see
you.
Bigfoot. You're
All
welcome.
right, now I can go see Bigfoot. So that would be that. I would say Megalodon, but I feel like then
He
I
would
would
eat
not
you?
go into the ocean again, just
Right.
because I would be terrified.
Yes.
And I couldn't do that and be happy in my life.
No, that makes
I
sense.
love sharks. I love being in the water
Wait,
with
is
sharks.
that
I
true?
love sharks so much.
I didn't know that.
But that one's just a little bit too big. Maybe baby step it. Maybe go see a great white.
a little
and
baby
then-
shark. You made me say that. I am sorry.
I don't think I
Yeah.
made you say
I think he
anything.
did.
Yeah. Yeah, you tossed that softball up there and she knocked it out of the park.
All right, fine. So yeah, maybe see a great white and then see a megalodon. But okay, Bigfoot. I'll go with Bigfoot. That was a really long time to answer that question. You're welcome.
No, I you know what? I appreciate that you went that length to answer that. Thank you, Jenny.
You're welcome, Tressa.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
What did Sally put up here? Is that a fairy? Yeah,
Yay.
Yeah, I would love to see a fairy. I've had my paranormal experiences. I've seen a UFO, an actual craft. I don't know if I ever told you that story, Jenny.
No.
So it was close to, I bet, 20 years ago. I was fishing in Galveston. I was on the jetties, and I was fishing with an older gentleman. He was maybe 40, 60 feet down to my right. And he's like, "Hey, Joe, look." He goes, "What's that?" And I look at him, and he's pointing up this way. So I look up, and there's this round craft. It was a round disc. We could only see the bottom of it, and it went right above us. No lights, no noise. It was moving super, super slow, slower than anything I've ever seen flying that was moving, that had to maintain an airspeed, right? No propellers, no engine. And maybe 3 miles down the way, there is like a small airplane strip, like single engine planes or whatever. And you could hear them planes coming in. This thing was like right above us, heard nothing. And we saw it for about 5 minutes as it was just
5
slowly-
minutes is a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, a long time. And we were just staring at it the whole time. And I mean, we saw it. And I tell everybody, I think a professional baseball player probably could have hit it with a baseball because it wasn't that extremely far away from us, but I couldn't hit it. You know,
That's
but
very
That's
cool.
amazing.
I think a fresh baseball player could have hit it with a baseball for sure. But yeah, we saw it clear as it was in the middle of the night, not a cloud in the sky. It's
Oh,
like I said, well, it was way too low for clouds anyway. But yeah, so I think I would like to see. I would have to see like a cryptid next, or maybe a fairy. Fairies are high on my list also.
Yeah.
And out or that Donkey Lady Bridge, there's supposedly fairies out there.
I'm sorry, I
I
can't get
can't.
past
I
Donkey
can't.
Lady.
No.
Like
Donkey Lady.
I can't.
it
Is
sounds offensively freak show. I
I
don't
know. It, like I want to ask if there's a story behind the
Yeah,
name.
I'm
well,
sure
yeah.
there is. I haven't looked it up yet because I don't like to do that until afterwards. So that
Okay. Okay.
you
Fair.
know.
Yeah. All right. Well, report back to us
Uh-huh.
afterwards. I'm gonna
Mhm.
need some sort of
Photo?
information
Oh,
on what's going on.
yeah.
Donkey
there.
Lady Bridge. Yeah.
Yeah.
And watch it have nothing to do with a donkey or a lady.
No, of course
Probably
not.
not.
Yeah,
It'll be like a weird dog.
Right. But, so like on the way over there to San Antonio, there's always like all these creeks that we pass up, and there's like Allen Creek, uh, Long Branch Creek, Mill Creek, Smith Creek, Walnut Creek, all these typical creek names, right? But there is one called Hollering Woman Creek.
No thanks. I don't care for that for just feminist reasons. I don't. No.
Yeah, that was toxic masculinity at its highest when they named that. You know what? I'm gonna name this creek after you.
This lady will not shut up. She's like, oh, I have a headache. Oh, my back hurts. Oh, I'm sick of doing all of your chores. What a crazy lady. She won't
say work. No, you're doing great with that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're really.
I forgot what I was going to say because you complimented me. Thank you.
I know. I know.
Yeah, I don't care for it. Is all I'm saying.
Uh,
So wait, is Goat Lady anywhere near? And I have
Donkey.
no. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Donkey Lady, is that anywhere near Goat Man Bridge?
No,
Is
Goatman's Bridge is up near Dallas area, Fort Worth area.
I don't know where things are.
Well, there's a state called Texas.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's start there.
That
I
sounds.
am highly offended.
I don't know what you people are talking about.
You people? Wow. This podcast has taken a turn.
I'll be coming back with my own podcast.
Here you go. Yeah.
Oh man.
I just meant you guys. I didn't mean you. Okay.
I know. Nobody gets offended on this podcast. I was talking about Mexicans the other night, so don't worry about it.
I don't know what that means either, so it's fine.
Yeah, I keep trying to tell her there's other countries.
I don't know what that means.
No.
Nope.
Yeah. I have no interest in visiting other countries.
Really?
Oh, really?
That's all I want to do.
Ah, it's all I love.
I might go to Canada, but like I don't have any.
You're gonna pick
America
the
of the
colder
North?
one.
No.
Yeah. Go where?
America of the North? I don't.
Yeah.
That sounds boring. I want to go.
Stunning.
If I go abroad, I'm going to Canada. That's my idea of going
I
abroad.
do not appreciate that kind of language.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or woman. Thank you.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go a lady, then go to
lady.
right.
Go to Donkey Lady.
So what is it that draws you to Canada? Because whenever I think about Canada, I think beautiful forests, yes, perhaps Bigfoot, but also cold.
Yes.
Well, I'm not going to go in the dead of winter, but they do have the Wendigo there.
Yeah.
And, they
We
do
had
have,
that
yeah, and they do have Bigfoot sightings there,
Yeah.
and they do have paranormal places up there that you can investigate. So there's a place outside of Ontario that I want to go. Like my friends that are coming here to visit me, I
Mhm.
will go and return the favor and visit them, and that's where we want to go. Well, that's where they want to take me to this one particular area where it's a lot of I don't know if it's like an old hospital or something, typical kind of paranormal investigation thing.
Yeah.
But in that area, it's a wooded area where Bigfoot sightings have also happened too. So
Well, Mike Patterson is up in that Ontario
Oh, that's right.
area.
Yeah, he's great.
What
yeah,
a
well, he would probably know. Yeah,
man.
Yeah, he
He's
definitely
just
knows.
a nice man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I really like him.
Just a nice, dear, sweet man.
yeah. Sally says where it's up near Ontario. They told me the name of the place several times, and I always forget it. So
It's
it's
called
one of those.
Hospital.
It's the actual name.
It's called Donkey Man
Open
Bridge.
it that way, but
It's Donkey Man Bridge, which is weird because there's no bridge.
Yeah, there's no
no
donkey.
man, no donkey. What
Oh,
about
man.
Yeti? What about going to like Asia or somewhere?
Ooh, Tibet.
There you go.
No.
No?
I mean, I might go to Alaska, but you know.
That's even colder than Canada.
Yeah, I feel like most of the time, right? In
Yeah.
Texas, you're probably pretty used to the
Oh, he doesn't know.
heat. Right.
What is cold? What are you talking? What is this cold you speak of?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's-
It's filled with stuff.
It's uncomfortable most of the time.
It hates your face.
Very much.
Yeah.
No, you should probably not leave Texas unless it is July, right?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Texas is so much closer to the Caribbean, so I'm not quite sure why you would want to go the opposite direction of there.
Well, I've been to like Cancun and Acapulco, and I've been to that kind of stuff.
And you were like,
Okay.
no, thank you. This is gorgeous.
There were
You.
too many Mexicans down there for sure.
God.
Where did all these Mexicans come from?
Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
But yeah,
You don't know.
I had fun down there, but it's there's no cryptids down there, so
Oh, but what?
What?
yeah.
There's cryptids everywhere.
Yeah. Central America is like a whole.
Well, you know what? When I went to Mexico City, we went to it's called Teotihuacan, which is where the pyramids are at outside of Mexico City,
No, those
and they have a bunch of legends out there of like it's called Lobezón, which is the like werewolf or the dog man.
See,
So that was pretty cool, but they're not there anymore because it's all built up.
that's
Yeah.
what they want you to think.
That's what they. I never know who they are, but they always want.
Listen, don't make it weird. They just do. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's what they
Well,
want.
I just got back from Belize, and you need to go to there. I can't even begin to.
She had a good time.
Yeah, traveling is the best, especially
Yeah.
when it's in a different country. The
Yeah.
best. So much new food, so many new stories, so many new cryptids,
So much not here.
so much not here,
Yeah.
so
That's
much
my favorite
ocean.
part.
So what are nahuales? Is that how you say it? Is that a Spanish word, Sally? Nahuales? She's
I immediately thought narwhal, but
Yeah, same.
that's just because I was talking about the ocean.
right. Yeah.
I
Maybe
don't
she
know.
was telling me about that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
is that the werewolf guy? Is that what that is?
I have no idea. Let us know what that is, Sally. 'Cause I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Have you gone to the Doll Island in Mexico City? No, I haven't, but I would love to go there. But I'm afraid they might kidnap me there. So
It's just a.
But wouldn't they
garbage
sort of like, yeah, but I feel like I like how I immediately assumed that it was the dolls that were going to kidnap you, and that was your concern. That's
Yeah.
the actual thought that just
I did
occurred.
too.
And I thought, why would you be worried? Dolls clearly like you.
yeah.
They're right behind you. You got backup. It's
If
fine.
they were going to kidnap you, they would have done it already in the middle of the night.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's been a long night.
Woo!
Yep, there we go. The Doll Island places, any place with that high congestion of doll is just. I don't want to be there.
You know what? It's fine. It's just garbage.
The dolls creep me out, man.
I get it, but it's
Oh.
just plastic. It's
Yes.
fine.
Okay. So Nahuales.
Nahuales are a werewolf shapeshifter. Okay.
All right. I know what I'm reading about tonight. Thanks, Sally.
Isn't that what a werewolf is? A shapeshifter in some sense?
I think that there's sort of different categories,
Okay.
right? All right.
Actually, shut up.
Actually, Tressa, there's a lot more stuff going on with werewolves.
Let me tell you about the stuff I know. Funny stuff. It's fine.
So, what do you guys have going on next? What's next big adventure for you guys?
We have a couple. Starting, it's exciting because like up here, sort of the season starts, right? Because it's normal temperatures and you can go do things.
Leave the house.
Yeah. So is it May?
May we got Parapsychon. I think we're just going. It's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, but there's so many cons that happen like right after that we're just gonna explore and just like dig into all the weirdness. Right?
Mhm.
I'm super excited for the cons again because every year it's like nothing for months, and then you can just like leave the house, and it's like, oh, finally I can talk to people because this is, come on. Just kidding, I love you. Yeah.
I'm excited because she's going to go into woods and wilderness. I'm going to see
Oh.
another national park.
I did promise that.
Yeah, in June, the Portland Bigfoot Fest.
Yeah.
And going into Washington and seeing Olympic National Park. I'm super excited about that.
And then what's August? Another Bigfoot camping trip?
September. The beginning of September is Eric Altman's Camping with Bigfoot, which seems a lot like a fest, just outdoors.
Yeah, it fully is a fest, but
Yeah.
the camping spot is in a hot spot, like a Bigfoot hot spot. And they're
Where's
like,
this at?
enjoy.
It's in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And if you just look up for it on Facebook, like I'm pretty sure he's got tickets available, and you go kind of like what you were talking about, like experiencing, looking for Bigfoot and how to do the molds if you happen to find something,
right. There's
and
workshops.
what to listen to. Yeah, there's workshops and things.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Yeah. Anytime I see a print of like any animal, and I got casting material on me, I'll just do it just to practice.
Yeah.
Well, also animal prints are really cool.
They're
I mean, I still
neat.
get excited about deer prints, so I do.
Little hoof.
They're so cute. They are.
That's nice.
I know.
Otherwise, we got our show on Tuesday nights, live streaming. It is released on our stream on Wednesday afternoons, along with the Paranormal 60 network. You can find it there audibly. And I'm on Paranormal 60 News on Wednesday nights, Thursday afternoon release, or morning. I don't know. What else?
We have our brand new website.
Oh, we have a website?
We have a website.
Oh, that's exciting.
monstersloungepodcast.com. So you can contact us there because we love hearing from people.
Yes.
We love questions. We love even corrections because half the time we're a
mean,
little bit wrong
chill
anyway.
out.
But
listen, it's fine.
also just compliments. We like
we
those,
like those.
like a lot.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
great.
Like those
Send more
are
of
top
those.
notch.
Yep.
But it's got links to all of our stuff, and it's slowly getting better because
and merch.
Yeah, and merch. And I'm real slow at website-y stuff, so it'll get there. But
yeah, I'm not doing anything with it, so blame her.
Yeah.
You got to help her out with some stuff, Tressa. That's what.
Listen, I do a lot, right?
She does the editing and the streaming and all of the things that I would not be able to do.
Except the website.
I
can't do that. No, that's fine.
Hey, I was going to ask you, what is the Paranormal 60 News?
Dave Schrader, if you're familiar, he was in Hoosier Files, and
why do you look so confused?
Because I wasn't expecting this question. He's been on multiple shows on multiple networks, and he has his own streaming network where he does a Monday show streaming. He has every day of the week, he has a new podcast releasing on his podcast network. So Monday, it's New England Legends. Tuesday, it's Paranormal 60. Wednesday, It's us, Monsters Lounge. I totally forgot. Thursday, it's Paranormal 60 News. We're just a bunch of jerks who talk about paranormal news. Friday, it's what's that one called?
You're on it.
I'm not. It's the
Not the
the
actual
lovely
show, but
ladies
we
from
started
Australia that talk about true crime and paranormal stuff in Australia and other places.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up. Tell me what it is. But yeah, it's a whole fun thing, and we all are a big family, and I don't know what else to.
Yeah, it's great. There's something going on every single day of the week.
Yeah,
And Dave's awesome. Dave is
a guy.
He's just phenomenal. He's such a nice guy. He was on Coast to Coast.
Oh, duh. Yeah,
Forever.
Yeah,
Darkness
he hosted,
Radio.
Yeah, and Midnight in the Desert. He hosted that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
our buddy.
He's a guy.
Yeah,
does stuff.
Yeah, he does a lot of the conferences and all that sort of thing.
We'll find it.
Yeah, we're gonna find it. True Hauntings.
Thank you.
True Hauntings podcast. Yeah.
Cool. Well, cool beans, ladies. It was great having you guys on. Is there anything else you want to say or add, or have any good words of advice for the people?
Keep shooting for the stars.
Come follow us. Come follow.
That's also good.
Joe, if you are coming from, us to get to listen over there, and we all just need to talk about all of our experiences and understand that not everybody's going to have the same opinion, and
that's
talk about it.
Yeah, we want to know all the things.
Yeah, the more attention is drawn, the less stigma there is to talking about experiences and all these sorts of things. And keep looking for magic, man.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was great. That was great. Keep looking for magic. Another T-shirt idea for you guys.
It is.
Well, cool, man. Like I said, I really enjoyed having you on. Sally says she enjoyed it too. Sally's a great gal, man. She's got a lot of paranormal experience too.
Thanks, Sally.
Yeah, I mean, I got a whole new thing to look up because of her. So
yeah.
And the other young lady, Susie, she's my puck wedgie correspondent.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you guys need a puck wedgie person, look up Susie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
cool beans, guys. I know it's late, and yeah, we'll talk later. I'd love to have you guys on again at some point in time, and that'll be your third time, Jenny. So
Yes.
oh, cool, man. Cool.
I'll get Tressa to design a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Here you go. Well, cool. You guys have a great night. Everybody in the chat, thanks a lot for participating. I always do appreciate that. And I will see you guys next Monday. Monday, I have a show Monday. So we will see you guys on Monday night. You too.